Hello and welcome, lovely viewers, to another edition of Burning Questions. Now, I'm going to try and turn my left eye away from the screen. It's blown up a little bit yesterday. Now, just to give you insight into my life, I was eating donuts in bed, and that's right, eating donuts in bed. And I don't know, but I've rubbed something out of that donut, whatever was in that donut, into my eye. And let me tell you, there's been some problems. But I'm here. It's a different look, Burning Questions. No Andy Gath. My good Lord. But we have got a wonderful cast of characters. Matty Craven, you just look cool as a cucumber. Eating breakfast at 1:20, couple of chips there. You got the shades on. The future looks so bright. How you doing, brother?
Very well, very well. Me and Cookie are just on the way home from Maryborough. We're there for the first and called in the main street of Maryborough for a bit of fine dining, a bit of KFC, and we'll be on the march home.
How's Cookie going? I've seen a good Cookie and the bad Cookie. Is he in a good place today or not?
Why? No, the Cookie's well. He's very well. He's just been sent home to do some work by Jason.
Yeah, probably 2:30 in the morning in Ballarat. Probably not the best Cookie, but, I've seen a good Cookie as well. He's a good man. And we've got Nathan Purdon with us. He's going to answer most of our questions, I would have thought. Whenever I listen to you talk, Nathan, I think I'm watching like a real-life movie where you're playing the role of your old man as a young man. It does my head in a little bit, I've got to tell you, but could be a future thespian role for you. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, I don't know if that's a great thing, but we'll run with it.
You've just done it again to me. You blow my mind, that voice in particular. Was it fun sitting back and watching the old man dominate again on Tuesday?
Yeah, it never gets old, really. Fun.
No, I wouldn't have thought it. Well, you feel like it can't happen again, like he's just come back to the game and then he dominates the way he did. And Nikkita Ross, you're not on the road today. But are you in a slightly different location than we normally get you, or are you just hanging different paintings on the wall? Oh, you're back in. You're in the Berg, aren't you?
Yeah, I've just done a bit of rearranging with some art, but I'm glad you're here this week, Bon. I thought you still might have been counting your cash from Act Now at $1.04 getting the job done, and maybe that's where Andy Gath is. Maybe he's still counting all his money from his best bets leading.
Yeah, well, Bar and Bandit was scratched, but okay, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. Hey, Skeeter, when I had a go at you last week. Hey, whether you're celebrating a win or shoveling in the stables, you want your staff to look their very best, and you do that with uniforms from Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety, and maybe an eye patch from me as well, pirate style. They have you covered for clothing, no eye patches, protective equipment, maybe that counts, and plenty more. Check out hippocketworkwear.com.au. Let's get stuck in. You know what? Normally when I'm asking a question about, say, one of Andy's horses, I would go to Andy first. But we're all going to do this first, and then Nathan's going to tell us who was right and who was wrong afterwards. Question one, which of Purdon's fillies, that's Purdon, by the way, Nathan, is the finest? And which one, will one of them snare the fillies semi-final? And we're talking about, of course, a More Vita and a Bettor You. I'll start with you, Skeeter. Are we going to be right or are we going to be wrong? Have a go.
I'm going to go with the Moro Beta, Bon. I thought her heat run was excellent. It was a quick lead time, quick first quarter. She was up there doing the work and she still finished off really well along the sprint lane. So from what we've seen on Victorian soil, I think she probably looks the pick of them for mine. A Bettor You was good in her heat, but I think at this stage I'm leaning towards a More Beta as the pick of the two.
I was trying to watch Nathan's face during that. He was giving absolutely nothing away about whether you were right or wrong. Matty, it's your turn.
Well, I'm with Skeeter there, Bon. A More Vita looked, really impressive and probably the better of the two. She ran quicker time and looked to do it a hell of a lot more comfortable than a Bettor You. So I'd say a Bettor You would have to improve a lot to be turning the tables.
I'll be going a More Vita as well. I think, Nathan, they're both probably a little bit too short for my blood. I'm interested to hear what you think is going to happen in the race. But first of all, we've got 3 respondents on Family Feud here. We've all gone with the More Vita. Are we correct or are we not? Who's the better of the two?
Yeah, I think you're all on the money there, Jase. It's they're two nice fillies. I think a Bettor You would have to lift a game to sort of be a real 6 for in the big go, but in saying that, it was a first run for a long time, and I do think she will lift coming into this race. But More Vita just seems to have the class over her.
So let's talk about tactics now. I love mapping races. Just love it. Just love getting my little magnets out and going, who's going to be in front and who's not. I couldn't work this one out. You're going to have to help us. Petillon's going to come up and have a little look at the start. And Cypher's going to want the speed on, drawn inside the second row. Your two fillies. Is Amore Vita going to get the lead? And if it gets the lead, will it be keeping the front?
Yeah, I think Amore Vita's got that sort of brilliance off the gate if Chris sort of pushed the button at the start. She's got a lot of point-to-point speed, so it wouldn't surprise me if she hit the front early. And there's probably going to be enough speed that Bettor U's probably not that quick off the arm, so just good enough to hold her own. And you just have to weigh it up where she ends up. But I think Amore Vita be able to use the draw anyway.
You just went slightly robotic at a really crucial time there, Nathan. And now I'm still in 2 months. So was that little robotic section, Amore Vita keeps the front if it gets it?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. I got the nod. Like the nod was crucial there. So yes. Yes, I think so. All right. Might have to look at that one again. Question 2 of the burning questions brought to you by the Fresh Connection, who export Australian fresh fruit to more than 35 countries, headed up by Damien Glengarry, this is my favourite bit, who is the export manager and does a magnificent job. Does a great job. Couldn't do a better job if he tried. The Fresh Connection specialise in citrus, table grapes, cherries and mangoes. Freshconnection.com.au. What's your favourite fruit, Nathan?
Probably an apple.
Oh, he's an apple man. You like your green apples or your red apples? You a Jonathan man or you Granny Smith? Like, where are you heading there? I can't tell. Is it red or green? Give me a nod for red. Red apples.
Get too confusing.
What do you like, Matty? What do you get into? Are you a banana man, or is your favourite fruit chips?
Oh no, I do go banana every now and again, especially in a milkshake.
Apparently, Josh Aiken told me we opened them the wrong way. But anyway, I've stuck with my traditional plan. Right, we'll start with you, Matty. Will Joanna cross to find the front of the 6th event? And does she win if she gets there? Will that decide the race?
It's probably just, the stable, what they decide. I'm sure Beach Music can hold up if she wants to. And she did grab hold and let Joanna go last week. So it'll just depend on whether they want to employ the same tactics or try and hold up on Beach Music. I think she's got the speed to hold, and I think she's good enough to hold if she really wants to.
So you with Beach Music?
I think so. Yeah, I think this week they might drive her to hold the front and see if they can go all the way.
No, well, I know Skeeter's going to disagree with you. I'm 100. I'll have 1,000 on. I'll have the lot on max bet. But we'll go to you, Nathan, first. What do you think is going to happen in this particular affair? Because you go back to the Oaks final and Joanna crossed Beach Music very easily, but Matty's got an opinion that maybe Beach Music was just allowed that to happen. What are your thoughts, brother?
I'm in the Joanna camp. I think I think she's a really smart filly, and I think if they do light her up, she does have a lot of speed at the start. So whether they choose to make that option, but music could just get a little bit awkward out of the gate. So I'm going to stick with Joanna, I think.
I'm going to stick with the Joanna as well, and I'm also going to call. You're in Lara, yes, Nathan?
No, I've actually come to Werribee to get ready for the races.
I was going to say, I was about to call Lara and say, you got to get that broadband, you got to lay that cable, you got to lay it down, lay it in the ground, get it happening. But Werribee. Yeah, right, Werribee. Anyway, been to Werribee a few times. All right, Skeeter, what are your thoughts here? I think we're both with Joanna. You were the one that actually going into the Oaks final, I think you swum against the tide like the powerful woman that you are, putting dirt on me for acting out last week. But you thought Joanna would lead on that occasion, and I'm sure you believe the same will happen here.
Yeah, I think so, Bon. Just thought she had the pure gate speed to get across in the Oaks, and she did and find the front. And I think even though they're drawn side by side this week, I think she still just has the superior speed to be able to cross again. And she was excellent last week. That turn of foot that she has, that snap speed is really, really good. And there's no doubt that she's just got better and better from her 2 to 3 year old season, and even throughout this campaign. I think she just keeps improving. So I think she'll find the top, and some of those sectionals that she can peel off, I think she's going to be very hard to beat, Joanna.
Yeah, I'm with Joanna, and I've had a decent bet at the early odds. I'm told that a couple of providers are looking at things a little bit differently, but I'm with Joanna. Where in Werribee are you again, Nathan?
That's a good question. I don't know myself. Just at the house.
Now, if you have been abducted, this is probably the time for a shout out. Because I'm happy to post this video immediately on socials and just say Nathan Purdon is happy to do burning questions, but he has been abducted. So just give us a wink or something. If have they got you captive?
Yeah, I'll just give you a wee nod.
Normally we wait a couple of hours to get burning questions up, but I reckon this time we'll push it out quicker because we have to find the location of Nathan Purdon. He's in trouble and he's in Werribee. Question 3 of the burning questions today. If he leads, what chance we see McLovin find his best? We might go to you, Nathan, because we don't know what's going to happen to you in the next sort of 20 minutes. So we've got to get you as soon as we can. He's a horse who, you look at his figure form line and you say, well, he's past his best days, but when he leads, he normally wins.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's a pretty good horse, Jace. But yeah, I think Maddie's horse has got the measure of him. She's obviously the class horse of the field, and yeah, he'd certainly have to lift a lot to be competitive with her.
All right, a little bit of a loving going on here, Maddie. I don't know if Cookie's saying something in your ear in the background as well, but Pink Galage, she's the best in the race. The question is, can she overcome that situation that she finds herself in?
Yeah, well, she'll have to be very good and improved on even her run last week. Since every time she's drawn the back row out of mobile, she's found it very hard to win. I'm not sure that she has won off the back line from a mobile start. So, considering McLovin's record at Melton, I think he's led 7 times for 7 wins, and his overall record, 27 starts for 13 wins, 4 seconds and 3/3. He's going to be pretty hard to beat. And I know Andy Gaff's been setting him for this race, and when Andy sets one for a race, they generally go very, very well. And I think, unless Sundon's Courage can cross him and hold him out, I think it's going to be, extremely hard to beat McLovin. And Sundon's Courage, maybe even if he does cross, he might be best to trail McLovin. He finds it really hard to win, even though some of his races of late have been, extremely good. I think he's had 27 starts since his last win, and he's only won 1 out of his last 40. But through a lot of those races, he's run big races. So it'll be very interesting, and we'll have to be very good from our back row draw. She's sort of got the Inter-Dominion to look forward to, and Saturday night's run is just another step towards that, where we're just hoping to keep her up to speed for that.
I tell you what, I didn't know we had Bruce McAvaney on Burning Questions, but some of the stats reeled off. I thought you were stopped, and then you went again with more. 27, 1 in the last. That was quite a display, Matty. Now, tell us, has Tess already caught up with Pink Galaz? Be honest.
It's hard to say. I mean, her run the other night was quite impressive, but I think she's still got a little bit of a way to go. Maybe this time next year, you might see, a really, really nice mare.
Now, I sent poor old Nathan into battle before Matty got to say his words, so we basically did the Gallipoli job with him, just got him to run and see if they'd shoot him. But you've now got the information from Matty. I'm guessing you might have been with Pink Galaz earlier if you changed your mind. And that McLovin, I mean, with all those stats, it's hard to argue, isn't it, sometimes, Skeeter? My ultimate Skeeter.
It is, Bon. Yeah, look, I think we can see the best version of McLovin this week. He hasn't led since March, and the last 4 times he's led, my stats aren't as impressive as Maddie's, but I've got a couple there. So last 4 times he's led, he's won, and I think he will be able to find the top again this week, and he can bounce back to his best. I thought his Kilmore Cup effort was much, much better, and last time he was back and just never really got into it. So we haven't seen him for a few weeks, and I'm sure Andy will have him set and ready to go for this week, and he can put in a big performance.
I'm still leaning towards Pink Galaz, but I reckon McLovin, I just think most of his career, he's only ever gone into good when he's been at the head of affairs. There's been a little bit of debate about does he need Kate and all the rest? But I think being at the head of affairs, that's where he lives. Question 4 of the burning questions is with thanks to Falvo Fruits. Specialists in the table grapes, which we found out they're just grapes that aren't turned into wine. You learn so much on burning questions. It's not just about tips. It's about learning. It's about education. They've been specialists in those since the 1960s. Michael and Josie Falvo are keeping the tradition going, God bless them. And everyone loves their grapes. Keep an eye out for Falvo Fruits. You know you'll love them. Nathan Purdon has the draw ensured that Bettor Twist will beat our best. Now, we've elevated and deified Ladies in Red into being this horse that can't be beaten when she wants to win. Last week, a couple of things didn't work out. You've got the draw advantage here. New Zealand's best versus Australia's best. What a clash. Will you be winning courtesy of the draw?
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a big help, Jason. She's a very, very good horse. And without underestimating Ladies in Red, I don't think she'd be able to sit outside this filly and beat her. So I'm surprised if she could beat her, as long as we had no bad luck anyway.
Well, Nate, if it turns into, like, I don't know how it's going to go down, but if it turns into a pure speed test, like, it feels to me like Bettor Twist just has no bottom. She's just one of those horses that can keep going. But if it turns into a pure speed test, is she as fast as Ladies in Red?
She is very fast. I think she's probably underrated for how fast she can be, purely because of she's always been a bigger race and she's up and up. But I don't think it will come down to that. But she's very versatile.
It sounds like we're going to get running. We're going to get running a fair way from home and say Ladies in Red catches. Matty, the first little concern, treachery drawn inside, and maybe says to Bettor Twist, we're going to make you work a fair bit to try and find the front. She will eventually get there, we reckon. But I tell you what, it's just exciting to see the two horses against each other.
Yeah, you got two, exceptional fillies, and probably, to Nathan's detriment, he might have the stable against him with treachery drawn to his inside. And she might have to do a little bit more work than anticipated to find the front. But they're two really good fillies, and the only thing that you might have in the back of your mind, it's still only the semi-final, and do they want to go to war in the semi-final? So you might find that it could be a sprint home, but there's not much between them, that's for sure.
Well, Nathan might not even be with us at that point. He's currently looking off screen, and I'm wondering if he's just talking to his captor and saying, I've just got to finish this, and then we'll negotiate how I get released from Werribee and get back to where I need to go. Yeah. Skate, what are your thoughts here? I'm going to go against the grain here. I know there's been a truckload of money for Bettor Twist, and I can't look at Nathan right now, partly because I've only got one eye and partly because I don't want his judgment, but I'm going to be tipping. I already have tipped Ladies in Red. But I think it's going to be one hell of a clash.
Yeah, it absolutely will be, Bon. And look, the Victorian in me is a little bit sad to say it out loud, but I think just from the draw, I'm going with Bettor Twist. I thought she was excellent sitting parked last week, and we saw a real improvement from that first up run to last week. And as Matty mentioned, it is semi-final, it's no grand final, so I don't think they'll be going out there on Ladies in Red to give her a super gut buster before the next week. So I think they're both outstanding fillies, and look, it wouldn't completely shock me. We've seen Ladies in Red overcome obstacles before when we think she just can't possibly win, and she manages to get the job done. So two quality fillies, but from the draw, I'm sticking with Bettor Twist this week.
Nathan, before we let you go, maybe forever, let's go through a couple of other runners. Amazing Dream in particular. Draw doesn't suit, short course. Are you still got enough confidence in her that she can find a way to win the last? I hope you say no, because I've had a lot on Techie's Angel, but we'll find out in a moment.
Yeah, I do respect Techie's Angel. Obviously, her last sort of 800 metres of the race off the track was very good last start, and it looks like she probably will find the pegs and might not have to do too much. So she will be very hard to beat, I'd think. But I do think at the end of the day we've got the best mare in the race, but just over a shorter trip might be a little bit too hard for
her. Matty, he's a son of a gun. Already done the job in terms of knocking over some real big guns going back a couple of starts ago. How highly do you rate he's a son of a gun? Because that's going to be an interesting race. Catch a Wave's got to do work from a second line draw as well. Was that a slight anomaly and something that surprised you, or were you expecting it?
We definitely weren't expecting it, but he was very, very well, and he's improved a hell of a lot through his campaign, and he sort of got to a level where, he's nearly on par with those horses. He's definitely, the thing about him is he's a great little racehorse and follows speed really nicely, and probably needs that run, that 3-fence run, to be a factor in these bigger races going forward. His run in the heat was quite good, I thought. He was a little bit underdone going in there, and he had a big blow afterwards, so he should improve. I just hope, he can have a nice run into, this week and make it into the final and sort of draw nicely where he just has that cosy run. And if that's the case and they run along, he showed a couple of times when they've really run solid middle halves that he's got to the line, extremely well, and that's going to be his weapon going forward.
How's Cookie been going during burning questions? Did you give him a feed, or do you like to keep him nice and lean?
Well, there's not much left. I give you the tip.
He seems like one of those blokes, might have a high metabolism, just shoves food into his blonde head, but somehow keeps the weight off. Interesting character, young Cookie. All right, best bet time. No Andy Gath for his brilliance, but we'll try and outdo him anyway, and so I don't get heat put on me. I back Techie's Angel at $3, and you know it, Skeeter. She's my best of the night. Might be $1.80 now, but I'll be taking no more heat from you in this regard. Techie's Angel, my best of the night. What are you doing?
Look, in Andy's absence, I'm going with one of his, and McLovin out in front. I think, sorry, Maddie, but I think it's going to be very hard to beat. But I actually think it's a fantastic punting card overall. I think there's some good chances at each way odds. Muscle Bart's one that I think can run a really good race from the good draw. His last two have been really good, and so him on an each way basis I like. And 888 opened crazy overs as well, about 650. So he looks the class running in that race. So I think it's going to be a fantastic night, but I'll stick with McLovin.
I went with I backed 888 at 550, then it went 650. Then it went again. Now it's in about $3.70. All right, Nathan, we need yours. Again, these could be the last words you ever say. So make your legacy known to the people. What's your best bet? We'll talk about this at the funeral.
Yeah, and probably without knowing any of the odds, probably Joanna I'm going to go with.
I like that. Joanna opened 290 even, I reckon. Something crazy. So she's been backed in now. She's still not favourite. I think she'll start favourite, even though Maddie's got Beach Music leading and winning. All right, Maddie, your turn. Best bet of the night.
Well, I'm against you, Bon. I think Amazing Dream. She's just, she's proven the best horse in the race, and if anyone's looking to get out in the last, and she might have drifted a little bit in the betting, I think Amazing Dream will get everyone out of trouble. You're
killing me, mate. You're not going to get me out of trouble. It's only going to get me in more trouble. I'm always in trouble, and it only digs me deeper into trouble, you understand. So I hope you're wrong. Nathan hopes you're right. I hope you're wrong. And have you backed Techie's Angel as well, Scooter?
Yeah.
That's it. It's not going to get everyone out of trouble. Skeeter and I are in deep trouble. We've got to take on even more shifts. Hey, well done, everyone. To whoever's got Nathan there, he loves him. He's a loved person. He's got a very loving partner. His family would like to see him again. So if you need to do some stuff to him, that's fine. Just don't kill him. Well done, Matty. Drive safe home with Cookie.
Will do. Thanks for having us.
Don't let him drive. You just drive. And Skeeter, well done to you. Great to see you back in the home confines, and hopefully I get Techie's Angel up and we both get it up, and then you won't be so aggressive when we start the show again next week. How does that sound?
Sounds good, Bon.
Well done to all, and thank you to our sponsors. That's been Burning Questions for another week. And based on how good that was, Andy Gath, I'd go to teach.com.au. Thanks for joining us on Burning Questions.